What's good, YouTube? It's your favorite flightless bird back again with another video. And today we're doing part 2 of how to get better at Warzone. And today we're going to talk about my 8 or 9 beginner loadouts that I think would really benefit the game. I know I've been talking to a lot of new players, and a lot of the stuff they're talking about is I understand the game and I kind of understand how to play the movements and stuff, but I have a lot of issues with the guns. I don't know what to use. I don't know what's good. So here we are. This is going to be everything from like really low recoil, super easy to use, to a little more recoil but a little more damage. It's going to be a little harder to use, but those guns are, like I said, are going to do more damage, so faster kill, stuff like that. And then it's just going to be whatever fits into your playstyle, right? I think I have a little bit of everything for everybody. If I miss something, let me know in the comments, but here we go. My first and main loadout, because I enjoy sniping. I've always enjoyed sniping, even from Verdansk. I've always been a sniper. Vanguard Kar98, the L-Break, VDD Rio 2K, 3.5 rifle scope. So this really just helps with the ADS speed, makes it a little faster. If you don't like the rifle scope, you can just leave the stock sniper scope that's on it. Short stock, again, for the ADS speed, quick scope, fully loaded, fabric grip, 5-round fast mag, hollow point. This helps with the limb damage. That way you can get the armor breaks if you hit him in the leg or lower stomach or arms, you know, whatever. And then heavy foregrip. This thing's absolutely amazing. I love the Vanguard Kar98. I like it a lot more than the Modern Warfare Kar98 lately. We have that paired with the MP40. Now, lately, I've been running it with this short barrel, and I think that's what I'm going to stick to. The 1929 silencer. You can also run the recoil booster if you want to. I like to run the silencer, stay off the map, especially because my sniper's not silenced. So, you know, if I'm trying to hide, wait for the team to come back, stuff like that. But 1929 silencer, 189 short, Krosnick ISO 1M, just a really clean iron sight. If you don't have the iron sights unlocked, I recommend the slate reflector. Second choice, VDD 34M padded. That gives you some of that recoil control. Steady, quick, fabric, 7.62 Granco, 45 rounds. That's where a lot of your damage comes from. Hollow point, again, for the limb damage. That way, when you're sliding into a room or jumping into a room or just in general pushing a team, you don't have to aim just for the chest or the head. And if you hit a little hip fire, you'll get some damage on the legs and the arms and stuff like that. For my sniper sport, I run the Carver because it's a little less recoil. So it helps in those kind of mid-range fights. But you'll see on the other loadouts, MP40 up close, I'm running like a hand stop or something like that. Bullfrog and the Ram. I still think the Bullfrog is one of the best SMGs in the game. Easy to use, good mid-range, pretty good up close. It'll give every other SMG a run for its money. So that's how it made the list. Grau suppressor, 7.4 task force, Ember sighting point. This is a little bit of damage range. Your KGB skeletal stock helps with some of that recoil. And then the bruiser grip helps with some of your hip fire accuracy for, again, when you're fighting up close and you can't be ADS'd. You don't need to run a magazine because it has a big magazine anyways. So there's no point in putting an even bigger one on. You can easily get 2-3 downs with the stock mag. And the Ram 7, monolithic, FSS Ranger, VLK 3x optic, Commando 50 round. If you do feel like the recoil is a bit much, you can run the Ranger. It's just a little more recoil control. That's all it really is. Personally, I think the Commando's okay. In the recoil pattern on the Ram 7, the first 20 bullets are straight up. So if you just shoot 20 at a time, it's enough to get a knock, it's enough to get a down, and you don't have to worry about it kind of going horizontal at all. Grau MP5, Modern Warfare MP5, the best gun in the game. Monolithic integral suppressor, 5MW, that's for your hip fire. FTAC collapsible, that's for your movement speed. Sleight of hand for your reload speed. 45 round mag, of course. In my opinion, the best SMG in the game. Super easy to use. The hip fire it's a laser. It's just amazing. The Grau, super low recoil, not as high damage, but super low recoil. Makes it super easy to use. Monolithic, Tempest 26.4 Archangel, TAC laser, 60 round Cronin Shark 2. One of the best ARs in the game, if not the best AR in the game. Type 100. This is something we've been kind of messing around with, but it's a really, really good gun. this is just how I have it set up right now. I can't promise you that it's going to stay like this. So this might change a little bit. Mess around with the Type 100. I'm not going to give you my build because, like I said, I'm currently changing it and trying to build it the way I like it. I will release another video somewhere down the road with the Type 100 finished, but that's where we're at right now. M13, again, another low recoil, not as high damage, but super easy to use. The gun just pretty well does it itself. Monolithic, marksman. Usually I have the VLK, but my chat had me running the Pro Optic for whatever reason. Some challenge, you know, come see me on Twitch. Commando foregrip, 60 round mag. You can also run the 50 round mag if you want a little more mobility and you're playing like solo duos. 50 is fine. I run 60 because we play a lot of trios and quads. Extra 10 bullets really helps. MP40, like I said, this is going to be my AR paired with the AR. So it's going to be a little less mid-range and a lot more up close. Recoil booster, 189 short, ISO 1M, 33M folding, steady, quick, fabric grip, 7.62 Granco 45, hollow point, and 1941 hand stop. This is primarily built for movement because I play a lot of Rebirth, obviously. And if you watch my stream, movement is a lot of my game. So this gives you good movement. The recoil is not crazy bad, and it does an amazing amount of damage. And the Automaton, Mercury Silencer, ZAC 600mm BFA, G16 2.5. You can also run the 3x6. I just never really got into it. I was never really a fan of it. Just me. I think the 2.5 times has less recoil, at least less visual recoil. ZAC skeletal, tight grip, fully loaded, polymer, 6.5 Securo 70-pound drum, lengthened, 1941 hand stop. This thing is designed to have no recoil at relatively any distance, and if you mount it, it will sit still by itself. You don't even have to correct it at all. This is another low recoil, low damage, but like I will drop damage to make sure I hit all my shots, because if you're using, say, like the Amax that does a lot more damage, you're missing more bullets in turn. So it kills about the same realistically, especially for a new player. And the perks are going to be pretty the same. EOD, Overkill, Combat Scout. If you're not running Combat Scout, you're wrong. I don't know what to tell you. It's overpowered. Ridiculously overpowered. Throwing knife stems. If you're a new player, I would probably recommend running like a stun, because they're broken and it stuns your victim for like 5 seconds or something crazy like that. Makes really easy kills. You can also run a heartbeat, but I will say don't abuse the heartbeat. Don't use it too much. Use it a lot like Miss Turtle Power does. You know, pull it out every now and then, but definitely don't rely on it because ghosts and stuff like that. And then for your lethal, I run a throwing knife because it saves you ammo and it's faster to get your finishes when you have a down, especially in Rebirth when everybody has self-revives all the time. Throwing knife is super useful. My sniper classes, I usually have like a thermite, probably. Stuff like that. Cooper is kind of an in-between. It has a little bit of recoil and it does pretty good damage, but it's a really, really good mid-range gun. It's not going to do long range very well, and it's okay up close, just not with this build. This build is your mid-range, your AR, awesome gun for Rebirth. Recoil booster, 22-inch Cooper, 2.5 times Cooper 45W, tight grip, fully loaded, stippled, 9mm 60 round, lengthened, 1941 hand stop. I run the stippled grip on the rear grip because that's the initial recoil, and that's where I noticed I have a lot of my biggest problem. And we have it paired with the Cold War MP5, just to give you guys options. Agency suppressor, SAS Combat Scout, SFOD speed grip, CNAG 50 round, serpent wrap. This thing's really fun to use, super easy to use. Decent hip fire, pretty good up close. It does a little bit of everything. XM4 is my second favorite AR in the game, I think, right now. I think it's between the Grau, the Amax, and the XM4. This thing is just amazing. It has a little bit of recoil, but it hits so hard. Agency suppressor, task force, axle arms 3 times, field agent grip, Stanag 60 round. If you're playing duos, you can change this out with like a 45 round mag. But again, for trios, quads, I recommend the 60. The recoil is not super hard to control, you know, straight up. If you're looking for a good pistol, you know, say you want to run tempered to where you only need 2 plates instead of 3, or you want to run a ghost class, the Renetti has always been a great gun. Monolithic, MK1 extended, 5MW, lightweight, 27 round mag. You can also run the Diamatti, which is really, really good. I just like that. I like the Renetti. I always have. My baby, the Amax. A lot of recoil, but it hits like a truck. This thing is amazing. Monolithic, XRK Zodiac, VLK, tactical foregrip, 45 round mag. This thing hits super hard. Crazy damage. Even in the current meta, this thing holds its own. Easily one of the best guns in the game, if you can figure out the recoil. If you're new to the game and you're trying to figure this gun out, take a knee, mount it, stuff like that. That really helps a lot. We have it paired with the hip fire PPSH, oil can, that giant word I can't say, 230 millimeter, 3.5 times rifle scope. For whatever reason, this gun gives you better hip fire accuracy. No idea why, but you're not aiming down sight anyway, so it doesn't matter what scope you have on it. Remove stock, tight grip, quick, pine tar grip, that helps with the recoil. 8mm, 71 round, hollow point, again for the limb damage, 1915 steady. This thing is another point and shoot. You don't have to aim, you don't have to ADS, which is aim down sight. You just point and shoot, and it's amazing. It's a lot like the Modern Warfare MP5. And after, so for me personally, I run like those are my 8 main classes, and then I have a test class, something that I'm just working on, kind of deciding if I like it or not. And we come to find out the Cold War Fara is disgusting still. No recoil, still hits pretty good. It's easily very viable in the game. Grau suppressor, Spetsnaz RPK barrel, axle arms 3 times, Spetsnaz grip, Spetsnaz 60 round mag, low recoil, pretty decent damage. It's great. Again, paired with the Modern Warfare MP5. The Modern Warfare MP5 is just so good. It's hard not to. And this is the chat class, stuff that chat asked me to do. Usually it'll be like pistols only, so I'll make it with like a riot shield and Diamatti or something like that. And then I'll drop the riot shield for whatever pistol I land in with. But we do have the NZ right now. Mercury, Orb Weaver 360, 2.5, MK3 SC, Acrobatics, Surplus, taped, 40 round, 8mm, 40 round, yeah. Frangible and Carver foregrip. This is subject to change as well, because like I said, this is just kind of something we're playing with. Somebody in chat had stopped by and said it was pretty decent, and come to find out it's not bad, so we're going to try and level it up, see what kind of trouble we can get into. And again, paired with the MP40, the MP40 is one of the best guns in the game right now. I would also be willing to say the Owen gun is probably the best SMG in the game right now. I just don't have it looked up or leveled up. The Well gun, also one of the best guns in the game right now. Don't have it unlocked, as you can see here. I can drop a build in the description if you guys want me to. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll do that for you. We're in a really, really good place right now in Warzone, surprisingly, where almost every gun in the game is viable. So just pick what you use and pick what you like out of all of them. My favorite loadout is probably the Automaton and the MP40 right now, but I do enjoy sniping. The Ram 7 is still really fun. The Grau is really fun. The M13 is really fun. You know, stuff like that. But I think the Automaton takes the cake right now. But if I'm just trying to do a lot of damage, I run with the Amax. Amax is my baby. You guys know. The XM4 is really, really good too. So usually I'm running like the Amax, the XM4, the Automaton, something like that. And I will also say that there's some you don't hear in a lot of loadout videos, okay? If you are playing with a squad, okay, determine your role on the squad. That being said, if you want to run something like the M13 as a ghost loadout with like a pistol, do not push buildings with a 3x scope. If you push in a building with a 3x scope, you are going to lose to guns like the Well gun, the MP40, the Type 100. An SMG will outgun an AR up close every time, especially if you have a 3x zoom scope, because you can't see anything when you ADS. But I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me comments. Let me know what you want to see next. Hit that like button, and I will see y'all